Be back in a second. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Just peachy.
So, it is Saturday, AA Day, and if you're new here, welcome. If you have been here before, you know what to do. In case you forgot, we do not allow bullying, judgment, rude comments, or any of that stuff. This is strictly for people that need a meeting, that can't get out to a meeting, or people that have loved ones or friends that they think might find this helpful. Um, it is a gift that I received for free, and I am willing to share it for free with all of you. Things I have learned, the ways that I go about my daily routine on my steps and my journey of my sobriety for 8 years and almost 8 months. 8 years, 8 months. So, my sister here, my co host, Lily Tittle, is also sober, and we did our alcohol days together, and we got sober 8 months apart. So, it works. You just have to want it, and you have to be willing to work on yourself and better yourself so you can be better around other people. Um, so, with that, I start off with saying the Serenity Prayer, and then we read the steps. And on Saturdays, we read the traditions as well. And then we will get into the big book on chapter 6. I believe it's page 75. And I always put that in the description. Um, if you want a, step book, please let me know. My email is in the description on my about my channel page. Um, please, it is all not seen by anyone, so that way we can keep that confidential. Because after all, AA is about AA, and there may be things that people don't want others to know. With me, I know what I want to share about my sobriety and how I got here. So, we're going to say the Serenity Prayer and then get into the steps and traditions. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I can't see to read with my glasses on, so I have to take them off. Okay. Step one, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Three, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Four, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Five, admitted to God, to another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs.
The 12 traditions. 1. Our common
I didn't say anything.
1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God, as He may express Himself. In our group conscience, our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous, except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to alcoholics who still suffer. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facilities or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities.
I see you guys. Thank you for watching. It means so much that you guys reached out to me on the phone. I love you guys. And this is my great passion, helping others. So we're going to start at We Pocket. We pocket our pride and go to it, illuminating
I'm lost.
Oh, okay. We're on page 75 at We Pocket.
I thought we were on 76.
Are we? We might be. We'll just start it at if we can on 76. I thought we were on 75. My bad. If you're watching the replay, go to page 76. If we can answer to our satisfaction, we then look at step 6. We have emphasized willingness to be as being indispensable Are we now ready to let God remove from us all the things which we have admitted are objectionable? Can He now take them all, everyone? If we still cling to something, we will not let go. We ask God to help us be willing. When ready, we say something like this: My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. We have then completed step 7. Now we need more action, without which we find that faith without works is dead. Let's look at step 8 and 9. We have a list of all persons we have harmed and to whom we are willing to make amends. We made it when we took inventory. We subjected ourselves to drastic self appraisal. Now we go out to our fellows and repair the damage done in the past. We attempt to sweep away the debris which has accumulated out of our effort to live on self will and run the show ourselves. If we haven't the will to do this, we ask until it comes. Remember, it was agreed at the beginning we would go to any lengths for victory over alcohol.
Probably there are still some misgivings. As we look over the list of business acquaintances and friends we have hurt, we may feel diffident about going to some of them on a spiritual basis. Let us be reassured to some people we not need and probably should not emphasize the spiritual feature on our first approach. We might prejudice them. At the moment, we are trying to put our lives in order, but this is not an end in itself. Our real purpose is to fit ourselves to be of maximum service to God as we understood Him and the people about us. It is seldom wise to approach an individual who's still smart from our injustice to him and announce that we have gone religious. In the prize ring, this would be called leading with the chin. Why lay ourselves open to being branded fanatics or religious bores? We may kill a future opportunity to carry beneficial message, but our man is sure to be impressed with a sincere desire to set right the wrong. He is going to be more interested in a demonstration of goodwill than in our talk of spiritual discoveries. We don't use this as an excuse for shying away from the subject of God, when it will serve any good purpose. We are willing to announce our convictions with tact and common sense. The question of how to approach the man we hated will arise. It may be he has done us more harm than we have done him, and though we may have acquired a better attitude toward him, we are still not too keen about admitting our faults. Nevertheless, with a person we dislike, we take the bit in our teeth. It is harder to go to an enemy than to a friend, but we find it much more beneficial to us. We go to him in a helpful and forgiving spirit, confessing our former ill feeling and expressing our regret. Under no condition do we criticize such a person or argue. Simply we tell him that we will never get over drinking until we have done our utmost to straighten out the past. We are there to sweep off our side of the street, realizing that nothing worthwhile can be accomplished until we do so. Never trying to tell him that he should do what he should do. His faults are not discussed. We stick to our own. If our manner is calm, frank, and open, we will be gratified with the result.
Okay. In 9 cases out of 10, the unexpected happens. Sometimes the men, just a second, can't read and smoke. In 9 cases out of 10, the unexpected happens. Sometimes the man, woman we are calling upon admits his own fault. So feuds of years, standing melt away in an hour. Rarely do we fail to make satisfactory progress. Our former enemies sometimes praise what we are doing and wish us well. Occasionally, they will offer assistance. It should not matter, however, if someone does throw us out of his office. We have made our demonstration, done our part. It's water over the dam. Most alcoholics owe money. We do not dodge our creditors. Telling them what we are trying to do, we make no bones about our drinking. They usually know it anyway, whether we think so or not. Nor are we afraid of disclosing our alcoholism on the theory it may cause financial harm. Approached in this way, the most ruthless creditor will sometimes surprise us. Arranging the best deal we can, we let these people know we are sorry. Our drinking has made us slow to pay. We must lose our fear of creditors no matter how far we have to go, for we are liable to drink if we are afraid to face them. Perhaps we have committed a criminal offense, might land us in jail. If it were known to the authorities, we may be short in our account and unable to make good. We have already admitted this in confidence to another person, but we are sure we would be imprisoned or lose our job if it were known. Maybe it only a petty offense such as padding the expense account. Most of us have done that sort of thing. Maybe
Maybe
we
maybe we are divorced and have remarried, but haven't kept up the alimony to number one. She is indignant about it and has a warrant out for our arrest. That's a common form of trouble too. Although these repartitions take innumerable forms, there are some general principles which we find guiding. Reminding ourselves that we have decided to go to any length to find a spiritual experience. We ask that we be given strength and direction to do the right thing. no matter what the personal consequences may be. We may lose our position, our reputation, or face jail, but we are willing. We have to be. We must not shrink at anything. Usually, however, other people are involved. Therefore, we are not to be the hasty and foolish martyr who would needlessly sacrifice others to save himself from the alcoholic pit. A man we know had remarried because of resentment and drinking. He had not paid alimony to his first wife. She was furious. She went to court and got an order for his arrest. He had commenced our way of life. He secured a position and was getting his head above water. It would have been impressive heroics if he had walked up to the judge and said, "Here I am." We thought he ought to be willing to do that if necessary. But if he were in jail, he could provide nothing for either family. We suggested he write his first wife admitting his fault and asking forgiveness. He did, and also sent a small amount of money. He told her what he would try to do in the future. He said he was perfectly willing to go to jail if she insisted. Of course, she did not, and the whole situation has long since been adjusted.
Do we want to stop there for today? It's been 22 minutes. So I'm going to go back to if we can answer to our satisfaction, we then look at step 6. We have empathized willingness as being indispensable. Are we now ready to let God remove from us all the things which we have admitted or objectionable? Can we now take them all? Or can he now take them all? Everyone? If we still cling to something, we will not let go. We ask God to help us be willing. And when ready, we say something like this: My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. That is exactly what I am doing by doing this. I am doing the bidding, and I'm willing to share my story, my sobriety journey with everyone. I am not ashamed to say that I am a recovering alcoholic because
I'm a recovering alcoholic.
and we have learned that we have to be willing to take one day at a time and always remember we can fall back into the drink. Simple. We have to be willing to allow ourselves to put that in the past and move forward. And
You
it's today. We're sober today.
you can't truly stay sober. I mean, there's dry drunks, but you
Yeah.
truly can't stay sober until you make amends, and you really need to take personal inventory
Yes.
and make sure you clear that up every day. It's a daily process. It doesn't stop when you go to sleep. You wake up the next day, you do it again. And
Yep.
it helps to keep you sober.
Yes. Working the steps every single day is a must.
And any
Um,
form of spirituality, whether it's your community, AA, um, friends, family, whatever it is, you know,
yeah,
the
it's a higher power is what we call it.
yeah,
And that can be any person. That could be uh some stranger that you're talking to and trying to, like me right now. I am a stranger to people here on YouTube, but I do have my community. But um I am sharing my my journey here with all of you because I want everyone to know that you can get sober. You can have a better life. You just have to want it bad enough and be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do the work. And sometimes you get to a step that you're like, I can't do this right now. And that's fine. It takes time. It's not done very fastly because there are a lot of things that we have to go through in our inventory of things that we have done. Um, for some of us, it's simple. For some of us, it's not simple. Like me, I took forever on step 4. That was a hard one for me, but it's something that I had to do to be able to get over that part of my life because that part of my life is gone. I, I can't go back. All I can do is go forward. And I'm only guaranteed not even an hour of every day that I'm going to stay sober. I have to want that for me and I have to work at it all day long. It's not just a second of the day because in a second of a day, I can just say, okay, I'm going to go have that drink. I have done that a year after I got sober. Before I started AA meetings, I was a year sober, and then I was like, you know what? I found this mixed drink that is my favorite drink, and I took it home, and it sat in my fridge for a while. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and drink this. And guess what? I went right back down to where I already come from. So me getting sober on my own didn't work. But having this group of people that I talked to as an AA group and here on YouTube that I have a community that is wonderful, um, they have encouraged me to share this. Maybe it will reach somebody that needs the help. And that's my purpose for doing these meetings. The meetings are free. I don't ask for any money at all because I got the gift for free. And I don't need the money for a free gift, right?
right.
So, what's your journey like?
My spiritual journey is, you know, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
I talk to people. I have a community here on YouTube. I have an AA community. And, everybody in my family knows I'm in recovery, that I'm a recovering alcoholic. and I'm not afraid to tell people. You
Yeah.
know, once I started getting sober, I really spoke out being in recovery,
Yeah.
and we just glitched for a minute there.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, yeah, I've that personal inventory and admitting you're wrong to other people, it can be hard sometimes, but it is an important, you know, those are important steps to take,
Yeah.
and doing it every day,
Yes.
because if I argue with somebody, I'm going to say I'm sorry, make my amends, and that's for me. That's not for them. That's
Yes.
that, and I'm not asking them to admit anything or anything like that. So, that's just how I work my program.
Yeah. And we, the best thing is we have people that we do talk to when we're having a struggle. I know I will call a sponsee or I will message my sponsor. So I have both sides of it, and I never thought that I would become a sponsor, but I have. And to me, that is so important because that is a person that I can help. And when they have struggles, they know that they have somebody that they can call and reach out to and say, "Hey, I'm having this issue." Um, that's my purpose here. I want people to know that there are people out there that are willing to help you in a sobriety journey. Um, and I promise that every day it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it in the long run because you get to see so many things with sober eyes and you get to have your emotions completely sober, and I know for when I was drinking, my emotions flip flopped a lot. Like I would get mad, I'd be screaming, I'd be getting in arguments and calling people sounding stupid and that's part of me that I'm glad is gone because I don't do that anymore. I know who I called, I know who I talked to, or I know who I messaged. And that's the best part of life is knowing that you can reach out to someone and have that connection with another person and not be judged for it and not not have to think, oh no, it's all
Sorry,
right
Mike
over
cut
there.
his finger.
Oh geez. Anyway, so yeah, it's worth every single day of being sober. Every day is whether you're having a up day or a down day, it's worth it. It's not fun dealing with the feelings when you're drunk and then you have someone call you or text you and say, hey, this is what you did last night and you don't remember it. And it's like, really? Really? I don't miss those days by any means. I'm glad
That's the
those
reason
days
why
are
I wanted
gone.
some.
She's talking to my son. Yes, we're neighbors.
Sorry.
It's all right. So, but I can't stress it enough that if you need help, reach out. There's help. Um,
Email her.
be strong. You've got this. Don't give up on yourself. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work, but you can do it. I got sober. I'm happy with my life. I still have my bad days, yes. But at least I remember what it was about, and I have people that I can talk to about it, and that's what we need is someone to confide in and know that someone's there to listen, whether it's a friend, a family member, a stranger, a dog, a cat, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have that you feel comfortable telling your steps to, your things you want to make amends for. If they've already passed, write a letter and make your amends that way if that's how you choose to. That's what I did. I wrote down all of um my wrongs, trying to think of the word, and I let my sponsor read it, and she pointed out the things that were not my fault, and I did not have to be mad at myself for it. And so I held on to it for a while, and only her and I saw it. Nobody else read it. And that's the type of confidence that you need to have in someone, in a sponsor, a friend, or whatever. You have to be able to trust them enough to be able to give them that that knowledge of yourself. And then when I got done with all of that talking with her about it, I decided to ask, should I burn it? Because, I really don't want to have to keep going over these things. And so she said, yes, go ahead and burn it. If you feel that is what you need to do it.
Yep.
And so I did. I burnt it and it's gone. I mean, I still remember it, but it's nothing that I'm going to dwell on anymore because that's the past and it's dead and gone. So,
You
I
can't
mean,
live in the past.
no, you can't. You can't fix the past. We can only go forward, you know,
Yep.
and you just have to want it.
And I
It's
choose to go forward in recovery.
yep,
Stay
same
sober.
for same for me. It is hard work, but once you learn how to do it on a daily basis, it gets easier.
Yep.
So, and we didn't have nobody in chat today. So, if you're watching, please hit the like button so I know that someone was here. And if you feel like you can chat in the chat, that's great. It does upload. So, if you don't, I don't blame you at all. So, but I really hope to reach the newcomers and old timers that are here to help out with helping others get sober. So, and I'm going to call it a day, and a meeting is done, and I hope I reach someone.
Yep.
So,
That's what this is all about.
yep. All right. So, we're going to say the Serenity Prayer, and I hope you guys have a great day and a great week, and I will see you on Tuesday morning, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another AA meeting. And on Wednesdays, I do adventure talk on Tuesday mornings at
That
7:15 a.m. Pacific
Wednesday
Standard Time.
morning,
Yeah, Wednesday morning.
you said Tuesday
Sorry, Wednesday morning,
at
7 a.m.
7:15 a.m.
Yes, 7:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And we're going to say the Serenity Prayer. Please join in if you'd like. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back.
It
It
works
works if you work it.
if you work it.
Love you guys. Be safe out there.